so that when the woke mob comes after you for some ridiculous offense, you'll stand your ground. Stop apologizing, because I can't keep up anymore with who's on the shit list.
Whether you agree, disagree, whatever, I just don't get this place that we're in where there's no room for discussion about anything. And even
because there's too many channels, Joe. Too many channels,
wild,
and then you gotta like do sensational shit. I don't know what the fuck it is. I mean, I'm on that show. Now I gotta watch what the fuck I say.
Yeah, I know.
Nerdrotic.com.
I think we all know that when Gina Carano was fired from Lucasfilm, it was much bigger than Gina Carano and much bigger than Lucasfilm. Lucasfilm was just sacrificing Gina Carano on the altar of cancel culture. And by doing that, they not only validated it, they sponsored it. Hollywood is in fear. And they have good reason to be, because they have fanned the flames of cancel culture. When you have giant corporations validating this crap, it will eventually bite you all in the ass. And you're going to have a lot of people not showing a lot of sympathy because you all had a chance to stop it. Now, the time to defend Gina Carano, I believe, hasn't quite passed yet. I think if certain people start to really speak up, that might help enact some change, like Jon Favreau and Bill Burr. Now, Bill Burr made a very moderate, tepid, safe defense last week, and I included it in my last video.
I'm also having a bad week because of social media took out yet another friend of mine, and I just don't know. I don't know. It seems like now you can literally make a statement that is uninformed. It's just unbelievable. It's unreal. I don't get it. You know, I don't agree with what I read, but I mean, do I think that then you should just, everybody gets the electric chair? There's just no like, hey, you know, you might want to read up on this a little bit more before you compare this to that. You know, it's just like flamethrower, lit, done. I don't know. I don't want to even talk about this shit. It's not worth it, man. Don't talk about it. What are you going to do?
What do? You speak out against it. You start talking about it. It creates a conversation. And I have to give Bill Burr a little credit. He has come out since that last podcast and made a little bit of a better defense. Now, I'd like to thank Tom from Midnight's Edge and Foul Ball Productions for bringing this to my attention.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Boys.
It's a weird time. I don't know. I kind of, I have, you know, unless you did some truly horrible shit. I mean, you know.
If you hurt someone, I don't have time for you. But if we're talking about words, like even bad words, I'm like, come on, man. I mean,
no. I wouldn't say that. No, if you're just saying overtly racist, yeah. If you make like a bad comparison,
yeah.
You know, if you come off like Joe trying to find where Atlanta is compared to New York,
yeah,
that's not like, you know, homophobic. That's just ignorant.
And the debate will still go on whether it was a good comparison or not. And I think we're beyond that now. Personally, I understood it completely. But it doesn't matter. You have the right to make a bad comparison and not lose your job, especially when your coworkers have made a lot of bad comparisons that were a lot worse.
I get what she was trying to say. Obviously, any comparison to anything with the Holocaust is it's a shoddy comparison. You're going to piss people off. It's a dumb thing to do. I'm not disagreeing with any of that. But here's what bothered me. The grounds for her being fired based on that opinion was that she was somehow reducing the plight of Jewish people during World War II. Okay, I get that. I understand that perspective. However, how is it any different from all the people on the left when Trump got nominated or elected and they said he's like Hitler? How is that any different? That's the same reduction of circumstance. But on one side of that coin, it's okay to say, and on the other, it won't even be entertained.
Joe DeRosa.
That's interesting, Joe.
That's an interest. Joe DeRosa with an interesting take. Look at you. I was judging you with your bedspreads there, and all of a sudden, Joe comes in.
Bill, I've had a lot of time to think, you know.
That's a great point that a lot of us have been talking about for years on this platform. There are thousands of hours of videos proving we still need to get our message across to a lot of people, but you can see it bubbling up in Hollywood and it's starting to bite innocent people on the ass, and they're noticing that their asses are on the line and it's spreading into the real world. Bill Maher brought this up recently from an incident right here in San Diego that happened a few months ago.
If you think it's just for celebrities, no. Take Mr. Emmanuel Cafferty. He was a San Diego gas and electric worker, but he got fired because someone reported him making a white supremacist hand gesture outside the window of his truck. But he's not a white supremacist, he's Latino. And he wasn't making a hand gesture, he was probably just flicking a booger.
And since then, the person who put up the tweet who cost this man his job has voiced regret and deleted it, yet Emmanuel still doesn't have his job. And we can thank corporations like Coca-Cola and Hasbro and Disney for all of this. Now back to the Bill Burr podcast, and you will notice that it's Joe DeRosa calling this out, and Bill Burr is just simply agreeing with it. He hasn't called out Disney by name, and he hasn't mentioned Gina by name. He eventually does. Now, Joe DeRosa goes over Gina's TikTok post, which we all know by now, and we'll pick it up from there.
So what you're saying, Joe, is she should have compared it to slavery, and it would have been better.
I just don't, all I'm saying is whether you agree, disagree, whatever, I just don't get this place that we're in where there's no room for discussion about anything. And even
because there's too many channels, Joe. Too many
just
channels,
wild,
and
man.
then you got to like do sensational shit. I don't know what the fuck it is. I mean, I'm on that fucking
Everybody-
show. Now I got to watch what the fuck I say.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just...
Yeah, you do, Bill. And you know who you can thank for that? Your boss, Kathleen Kennedy, Lucasfilm, Disney, Twitter, where cancel culture lives. It must suck to be a comedian in this era.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that show. Everybody.
What show is she on? What show is she on?
The Mandalorian.
the Star Wars,
Sure.
yeah.
But they
Yeah.
canceled her action figure. That's how deep cancel culture is. They canceled her action figure. It's like, let the action figure come out. I mean, I don't understand.
Did she ever pony up to you, Bill? I'm like, Bill, I got a few ideas I think that you'll like.
No, she was an absolute sweetheart.
Yeah.
Super nice fucking person, and whatever. And somehow someone will take this video and they'll fucking make me say something else, and try to get rid of my bald action figure.
Now, I'm not trying to judge Bill Burr too harshly. I understand he has a family to think about, a career to think about that he's worked all his life on, and he doesn't want to throw it away, calling out the monster that is the Disney Corporation. But somebody's going to eventually have to do it.
And 62% of Americans say they have opinions they're afraid to share. 80% of Americans, young, old, rich, poor, conservative, liberal, white, minority, all hate the current atmosphere of hypersensitivity. Yeah, everybody hates it, and no one stands up to it.
Yet somebody did stand up for it in a very big way. Gina Carano, she risked her entire career. And even in Bill Maher's defense, he still manages to minimize her just a little bit and not call out Disney by name.
The Mandalorian's Gina Carano is a person I'd never heard of and resent that I have now. She's some conservative wrestling chick who kicks ass on a show I wouldn't watch if I was in prison. And she made some Nazi analogy. Who doesn't these days? You're like the Nazis is the new I don't like you. It's always okay when Trump's the Nazi. That disqualifies her from marching around planet who gives a shit in a helmet? By the way, you can't work in Hollywood if you don't believe what we believe. Yeah, in the 50s, that's exactly what the left complained they were being told.
Leave it to Bill Maher to come up with one of the better defenses of Gina Carano to date from a celebrity, yet he comes up short when it comes to calling out Disney Star Wars, just like Bill Burr. Is it disappointing? Yes. Is it surprising? No. People live in fear of Disney and the few corporations that are left that run that town. And if you don't get in line, you will not have a job. Now, does Bill Burr or Bill Maher or Jon Favreau have to worry about money for the rest of their lives? No, but they want that attention. They crave it. They want that stature, that notoriety in Hollywood, and they're not willing to risk it for Gina Carano. Now, as light as I think Bill Burr has gone, he might have said too much already, and he may actually be next because we are talking about the very petty Kathleen Kennedy and the very petty Lucasfilm. But karma's a bitch, and this will probably end up biting Disney in the ass already. Consider the one good thing they had going. Jon Favreau's The Mandalorian has now just become another Kathleen Kennedy troubled production. Now, this isn't my favorite subject to cover on this channel. I would much rather be roasting a movie or praising one. But we do need to call this out, and there is a ray of hope, ladies and gentlemen, and that is you, members of the audience, the fans, the paying customer, the regular human being who doesn't wake up in the morning wanting to cancel someone or make someone's life miserable. You are the great equalizer, and you have been showing Disney Star Wars the error of their ways. If we head over to the Star Wars YouTube channel, all of the recent videos have been downvoted to hell, and the comment section has been hilarious and on point. Hollywood and Lucasfilm have a lot of problems right now outside of cancel culture, and I'm sure they just want this story to go away. And thanks to you, it's not. Never let them forget that they shrunk Finn on a poster for China. Never let them forget that they filmed right next to a camp that you concentrate in and then thank the people who run that camp. Never let them forget that they're currently screwing over their writers like Alan Dean Foster. Never let them forget that they're currently screwing over their creatives like Bill Nye. Not a big fan of Bill Nye, but he still deserves his money. And never, ever let them forget that they were supposed to be a company about empowering women, and they fired Gina Carano for her opinions and then lied about her.
No, she was an absolute sweetheart.
Yeah.
Super nice fucking person, and whatever. And somehow someone will take this video and they'll make me say something else and try to get rid of my bald action figure.
Wait, you have an action figure?
Yeah,
No.
do you have an action figure?
No. No, you fucking nerds.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.
Thanks for listening. If you like what I do, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking and sharing the videos. It really does help. You can also leave a comment below, and also please make sure you are still subscribed. Everyone have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.